it's Bree, and I have a story for you. I honestly don't even know why this story time came to my mind. I just feel like I've been getting so much love from you guys. Like, I feel like you guys really see me for who I am, and it kind of like motivates me to tell you guys more and more stories about my life, so you guys can have like a better sense of who I am as a person and how I've even been able to get to this place where I could share these stories with you guys. One day I was sitting at my desk when I was at work, and I was like, damn, like I should tell them about why I dropped out of high school. Like, I should really walk you guys through my psyche and what I was going through, and kind of like give you guys a little bit of hope, and hopefully you guys leave this story time feeling like I could do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. And I hope that if anything, that's what you take from this story. So if you're like a young person and you feel like life sucks and you kind of want to drop out of high school, like, I'm not saying to do that, but what I am saying is that you should believe in yourself 100%. Like, if you believe in yourself and you know that whatever your circumstances are, you're bigger than that, then do whatever you gotta do. Who cares? Who cares what people think? You know what I'm saying? So today, I'm gonna tell you guys the story of how I dropped out of high school. Now, before we even go ahead and get into this story, if you guys have been here before, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new here, you already know what it is. Go ahead and click that red button and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications, because I know after this, you guys are going to want to see Bree all the time, every time I upload. So we're just kind of going to jump into this story by me giving you guys a little bit of a backdrop to what led me up, or I guess what put me in the mindset to even want to drop out of school. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I was raised like that. Like, I don't think anybody raised me, or, you know, that just, I was definitely not raised like that. Like, if I had to put it in layman's terms, my family was definitely like on my head. They wanted me to succeed. I was very, very smart in school. Almost brilliant. Like, I took gifted classes. It wasn't like I was a failing student. It wasn't like I had trouble retaining information. It was just all emotional stuff. So I feel like I have to tell you guys a little bit of a backstory. I want to tell you guys the stuff that I'm strong enough to tell you at this point in time, so you guys can kind of understand like my thought process. Because honestly, when you guys are like 17, early 18 years old, like, you know stuff, but you don't really know stuff. But I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I would probably drop out of high school again. I probably would, because I've been blessed so much regardless of the fact that I didn't finish school. Like, I feel like whatever society tells you, I have exceeded that. Like, I don't know, but let's get into the story. I lived with my grandmother from kindergarten to 9th grade, and then me and my grandmother had like a huge blowing out, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live with my mom. So I went to go live with my mom, and things did not get better. Like, they didn't. And my mom is the reason why I was living with my grandmother in the first place. So I kind of felt like, okay, well, I'm cool with my mom. I could go back and live with my mom now that me and my grandmother have reached a point where, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, one of us would have hurt each other. Like, I either would have hurt my grandma and this channel wouldn't even exist, or she would have hurt me, or it was just not good for us to live under the same roof anymore. So I figured that because I had finally come to a place where me and my mom's relationship was healthy enough that she could kind of like rescue me from that situation. And that is not what happened whatsoever. Between my grandmother and my mother, I was going through so much, because when you leave somebody that was mentally abusing you and you go to live with somebody that not only mentally but physically abuses you, And then you find out like you have so much problems that the court is ordering you to see a psychiatrist. Basically, between my grandmother and my mother, I had developed post-traumatic stress disorder and multiple mood disorders. Like, your girl was so depressed, they couldn't even put like a actual pin on what it was. They was just like, oh, this girl got mood disorder. It's funny because when I was doing family therapy, my whole family had ganged up on me. They thought I was bipolar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not bipolar. And I will never forgive my family for that, ever. Like, they all thought I was bipolar, y'all. Like, oh my God. All of this family stuff, learning that I was depressed, learning that like it wasn't just in my head, like I was actually going through something. This all happened in like 10th grade. So it was very kind of sad to me that I was taken from a situation to be put in a better situation, and I still ended up like fucked up. It was a lot to go through because in my heart, I'm a good person, and I didn't understand. Like, I just didn't understand, and like, and it was hard to not feel loved by your family, to not feel seen by your family. Like I told y'all, like, they literally thought I was bipolar. Like, they thought that I was the problem in the family when I was like the youngest person. So how could I possibly be the problem? And all that stuff about being smart and taking gifted classes, that was just out the window. Like, I had no interest in school. I had no interest. All I wanted to do was whatever I wanted to do. I wanted to take control over my life. I wanted, even if I was doing stupid stuff, I would rather do stupid stuff and deal with the consequences of that than have anybody in my family tell me what to do. And I'm kind of still like that. Now that you guys kind of know that backstory, we're going to fast forward from 10th grade to 11th grade. So obviously, I was fucked up in the head. Like, I didn't think it at the time, but I'm at a point in my life where I can admit that I was definitely, like, I was fucked up in the head. Like, how can you physically be fighting your mom at home and then go to an honors history class and excel? Like, so many of my teachers was like, damn, like, if you would just come to class, you would be my top student. But instead of coming to class, I would be like drinking Four Locos or doing ecstasy. Like, y'all. You know that saying, oh, people who do drugs, they're trying to numb the pain, they're trying to run away. I didn't think that. I thought that I just wanted an experience. Because even when I was like a little ass kid, I would watch movies and I'd be like, oh, like, they're smoking weed. Like, I was always interested in that. And I just wanted to kind of get that experience to get it out of my system. But in real life, I was running from something. I was not happy. Come on, why do you need to turn up at school? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So around this time, I had like over 20 absences in multiple classes. I had a photography class where I had 27 absences. My history class that I mentioned, I had 24 absences. My geometry class, 26 absences because I never liked math. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, you guys. Honestly, like, I just was trying to find me. Even if it was stupid, like, I wanted to do me. I just felt like my whole life, especially being smart, especially getting good grades in school, it was like that's all my family would brag about. Oh, like, she's brilliant, she's brilliant. And then behind the scenes, they're talking to me like I'm trash. They're putting me down terribly. So I'm conflicted because I want to maintain this vision so my family could be proud of me. But are they really proud of me if this is how they treat me when their friends are not around? So in high school, it was just like rebellion. It was just not giving a fuck. I just didn't care. And I feel like even though that's terrible, it's made me who I am today, but that's not the story, right? So amidst all these absences, I ended up getting kicked out of school because not only was I ditching class, I was ditching class and smoking weed in the bathroom through like a pen cap. Like, I was basically a crackhead, if you think about it. That's how I ended up getting expelled. And so I got expelled from my school, and I had to go to continuation school. And the agreement was, okay, so you're gonna do a year at this continuation school. If you pass all your classes, you get to come back. So I passed all my classes at the continuation school, go back to my original high school, and the first day back, my friends, and this is real, this is not like I'm looking for an excuse. My first day back, I worked my ass off at a very ghetto continuation school where I was robbed and I did not fit in. And my first day back, my friends are like, let's smoke weed in the bathroom. And they pressured me to the point I was like, I guess I won't get caught. I get kicked out of school on my first day back because somebody decided to snitch on me. They saw me smoking in the bathroom, and they went to the dean and told the dean that I was smoking. Like, who does that? To this day, like, when I see that girl, I hate her. So I end up getting kicked out of my high school twice. So I have to go to my local high school, which is ghetto. Like, generationally ghetto. Just trash. I had no friends. I literally had one friend. Okay? And everybody thought she was a lesbian. And because of that, everybody thought I was a lesbian. And I have to tell this because I will never in my life forget this. And this is the internet, so this is forever. So I hope that one day the person who told me this finds this video. Because one day I'm at my locker and my one friend ditched school because she was depressed too. I mean, you know, birds of a feather, they do flock together. I closed my locker, y'all, and it was like that scene in Juice where he closed his locker and like Tupac is just standing on the other side. I closed my locker and this guy is like, you're a waste. You're a lesbian. You're too cute for that. You're a waste. And I'm looking at him like, I'm not even gay. And there's a rumor going around that I'm a lesbian? What? People thought I was gay because I had one friend, because I didn't fit in, because I didn't try to fit in. And the only reason that they could come up with is because I was a lesbian? Y'all, depressed don't even sum it up. Depressed don't even put a word on it. It doesn't. I was beyond that. The faculty and the staff at that school, they knew my reputation at my other high school where I was expelled. So they would do stuff like call me out of class, randomly search me, like at nutrition and lunch, they would go around looking for me. Why would I want to be in an environment like that where people have like preconceived notions of me and I don't even feel like I could succeed, and I feel like I'm walking on a tightrope, and I feel like any mistake that I make, like, I just didn't want to be under that pressure. I didn't see the point. I lost all passion in school, and it's very, 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 very sad because I'm good at school. I'm smart. That's the sad part. It's not even like I'm an idiot. I'm smart. And I feel like the school system failed me. And there's like a statistic that black girls get expelled and suspended more than any other group of people because nobody actually tries to understand us. They just think that we have an attitude problem. And this doesn't even have to relate to just black girls. This relates to anybody that is going through something in their home, and nobody takes the time or has the patience to look at you and be like, what is this kid going through? And I feel like I was failed by my parents, by my family, and by the school system. And I dropped out of school. I didn't want to go to school no more. I didn't want to pretend. Not even that I didn't want to pretend. think I was mentally strong enough. Like, now I could probably, like, now, like, I'll give you an example. When I go to work, I don't care if anybody's my friend. I go to work, I do what I have to do, and I go home because I know who my friends are. But when I was in high school, I needed that. Like, I went from a school of 4,000 kids where I was popular. I was a queen bee. And now I'm at this school with like a quarter, if not less. Like 1,000 kids, if that. And I'm a loser. My ego couldn't take it. There were so many different factors that I just couldn't. I talked to my therapist, I'm like, I cannot do this. I can't. And she was like, just get your GED. And so I got my GED. And it's crazy that there's people who I know in real life that I love and care about. They know all my secrets. And they think that I walked the stage and got a diploma. I have a GED. I could not do it. Mentally, I was not in the right place to graduate high school. And it's sad because if we're going to bring up statistics again, if your parent didn't graduate high school, there's a high chance that you're not going to graduate high school. And I feel like your parents don't want you to go down the same road that they went down. But because of their trauma, you end up going down the same road. And then they're looking at you like, how did you end up like this? And it's like, well, how did you end up like this? You know, since dropping out of high school and getting a GED, I have still been able to get jobs that people with bachelor's degrees apply for. And it's because I believe in myself. Don't drop out of high school if you don't have that faith in yourself. Like, I feel like I have gotten as far as I have in life because of my faith and belief in myself. Because they tell you, you need to go to college, you need to go to school, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, you don't. You just need to know people, and you need to know how to sell yourself. You don't even really need to know people. You need to know how to sell yourself. So, if you feel like you're in an overwhelming situation, go within yourself and take anything within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I have to say on that. But dropping out of high school worked out for me because now I'm here and I feel supported and I feel loved enough to where I want to give you guys love and I want to share with you guys the real me. I want to share with you guys how I was even able to be strong enough to get to this point to sit in front of a camera and tell you some of the most embarrassing things that have ever happened to me in my life. Like, that comes from strength in character, and it comes from character development. You feel what I'm saying? I dropped out of high school because personally, I believed in myself. I believed that no matter what I went through in life, I would succeed. Even when I was a little kid, I felt like that. Like, whatever is mine is going to be mine, and whatever is not, is not. But I have this end vision and this end goal, and I know I'm going to achieve it just because I'm hungry for it. No matter of what I could see physically in my life, I knew that something was better for me. And that's why I took that risk, and that's why I continue to take risks. And honestly, I feel like that's why I have no problem being so honest with you guys. Because what do I have to lose? And that's why I dropped out of high school. If you guys like this video, go ahead and turn that thumbs up blue. Support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below and let me know what you guys are going through and if you guys can relate to this story time. If you guys couldn't relate to the dropping out part, because you guys relate to being emo, because I feel like being emo is the only reason why I can come on here and be myself, because I've been through it all. Okay? With that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time.